So, you finally decided to upgrade to Windows 11, but you need a Microsoft account, and you don't want one. What do you do? Well, I think you should make one anyway. Let me show you why. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another super exciting video. I know you've been waiting all day for this, but maybe not. So today we're going to talk about Windows 11 again. I was pretty much done with Windows 11 videos and discussions, but something new came up that's very important and should be discussed. The new 25H2 version that was released once again has broken the ability to use a local account and the tricks that people use to get around that. Now, there are still ways to get around it, of course, if you look around, but it's getting harder and harder to do it. So the other issue is that when people make videos showing you how to do it, those videos are now being taken down by YouTube, and the people that make them are getting copyright strikes for harmful behavior or whatever the term is. So it's becoming harder and harder to use a local account, and as more and more people wander into Windows 11 and they don't want to have a Microsoft account, what are they going to do? So my solution always was, why don't you just have a Microsoft account? It's not a big deal. I have a Microsoft account. I've had a Microsoft account for years. I promise it won't kill you. But most people still refuse to have a Microsoft account. It's their opinion that you shouldn't have to have a Microsoft account to use Windows. You should have an account, but you shouldn't have to have one to install it. You know what I mean? They say, well, just let me install the Windows, then I can always add a Microsoft account later. So if you don't want a Microsoft account, my idea was, why don't you just make sort of like a fake one, for installing Windows? But the thing is, most people, for their own computer, they only install Windows once, right? So it wouldn't make sense to make a fake account just to install Windows one time, if that's all you're going to do. But then it occurred to me, what about PC flippers? They have to install Windows over and over and over again. So they can't use their Microsoft account to do that. Now, that's what I used to do, is I would log in with my Microsoft account, make sure that the account works or the computer works. And then when I would sell the computer, I would make another account for that person at that time. The problem is, I too do not want to use my personal Microsoft account every time, because if the person shows up randomly, it takes time for me to remove the account and make the new account and all of that, and it has a lot of my personal information in there. So my solution then was, why don't you just make an account for installing Windows only? And I never did that because I was using the local account bypass kind of thing. But since that's going to go away at some point, and mostly it already has, you need some sort of Microsoft account, or otherwise you're going to have to go through all of these hoops, unplugging the internet and going to command lines and doing all this stuff, which seems time consuming. So my plan here is to make a new Microsoft account with none of my information in it, and just use that account to install Windows every time. And then when the person buys the computer, I can just add their account, remove the other account, because it has no real information in it, it should take less time to delete, because mine would take a long time because I have OneDrive and all that. So again, I still don't know why people don't want to have a Microsoft account. I mean, you have an Apple ID for your iPhone. Nobody seems to mind. You have a Google account for your Android. Nobody seems to mind. But for some reason, Microsoft account is a hard no. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hop over to the computer, and I'm going to make a Microsoft account right here. I'm just going to use to install Windows. And I want to see how hard it is, because I haven't made a Microsoft account in years. I've had the same one for a very long time. So I'm just curious what the process is, and then I want to use the Microsoft account to make the email that goes to that Microsoft account. So I'm not going to use Gmail. I want to use Outlook. So it's just completely separated from my space. I have tons and tons and tons of Gmail accounts, but I don't want to make a Gmail account and make a Microsoft account. So I'm hoping I can just make the Microsoft account and the email at the same time using Outlook so that they match. And then that way, when you sign into the Microsoft account, you're also signing into the email at the same time. So let's try that and see what happens. And then it's actually kind of good, because if you use that account for all your Windows installations, you can actually see the devices in your Microsoft account. You can give them names. You can keep track of what you've installed. And then once you sell the computer, you could delete it from your account or leave it there as a record. The thing is, the key itself will be in the Microsoft account. So I don't know if you want to have a bunch of keys in your Microsoft account that you use for installing, but we'll see. My Microsoft account, if you go in there, there's 20 different computers in there that I don't own, that I sold over the years. So I have to go through and get rid of those too. But if you're wondering, there are benefits to having a Microsoft account. You can back up your files, you can back up your key. They will give you points if you use the Bing search engine, which I know people don't like to do, but you do get points for that. And you do get Amazon gift cards and stuff. But I get it. Most people just don't want to have a Microsoft account for whatever reason. So let's go to the computer here and make a new Microsoft account that we will use for all of the future PC flips to install Windows. And that'll make the process much faster. So you just sign into your Microsoft account, type in the key, and you don't have to do any trickeration, for the future. So let's hop over and check it out. Okay, so let's go ahead and install Windows here. Not Windows. Microsoft account. Let's make a Microsoft account. So my voice is over the screen recording after the fact, so it might not sync up correctly. But what we did here is we went to Microsoft and here to make a Microsoft account. And so I thought you could make an email at the same time, but it's asking for an email right here. So then we want to go ahead and go to Outlook and make an email first. So let's do that. And I'm pretty sure nobody in the world uses Outlook anymore, but I'm gonna try it. So the problem with Outlook here is it's not as easy to make an account as Gmail. It seems like that they prevent you from using certain terms. I wanted to put Windows in the title of the email, or Windows support or Windows 11, but it's not letting me do that. So I tried several different things. Basically everything that I could think of was taken. So I tried computer names, I tried Windows, I tried support, just nothing would go. So the final email that I came up with was default installer 11. And that let me make an email account. So I was able to get in, and then you'll see it here in a second. This is me just trying different things and nothing's working. I didn't want to use my name. I wanted it to be really, really generic, just in case I want to leave it on a computer. You know, you could leave the account on the computer and have somebody make a new account. And it's just not working. So it's default user 11. Or no, default installer 11 is the final email that I came up with. So that did work. So let's fast forward to the end where that works. And so you have to put in a birth date, and that's it. I think that was it. Gmail, you have to put in a lot of stuff. You have to put in a recovery email. You have to put in your birth date. It asks for your address, which you can skip. And it asks for a couple other things. But this one actually was just the email name, first and last name, which I put default installer. The birth date, which I put in a fake one that I use all the time. And that's it. And then we move on to the Microsoft account part. So 1 second to that. We'll fast forward. All right, so here's the email account finally. And it has some nice little advertisements in there. So that's awesome. Little collecting data. And so let's go to making a Microsoft account. And so when I went to Microsoft account, I thought that there would be more steps, but actually, since you're already signed in with the Outlook, it just is going to make the Microsoft account here. Get to the right screen right here. So let's go there, sign in. And I think this is the advantage of having them be both Microsoft, because they're sort of connected. So if you're in the Outlook, you're in the Microsoft account. So that's convenient. And then you go to Microsoft account. Type in the password. And there you go. So you have a Microsoft account. So it's a little bit of a different process than what I'm used to, but there's the Microsoft account. And if you had different computers under this Microsoft account, you would see that under devices. I don't have any yet, but that's all I would need in order to install Windows along with the key. And I think this process is faster than doing all the bypass stuff. I'm wondering if I can use just one key for everything and just keep moving it back and forth to different systems. I think you can, but I'll have to try that. So we'll see. I'll I'll comment below later. I'm not going to install Windows right now because this is already taking a long time. But yeah, just let me know what you think. I mean, to me, this seems more convenient to just have an installer Microsoft email type Microsoft account. And is this a good idea, a bad idea? Just let me know. And we'll see you on the next one.